Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that everyone's here tonight, and I want you to know something. I'm going to give a pretty short speech because we have a lot of people to thank, but I know people have been waiting, and I'm grateful. First and foremost, let me thank, in the broadest way I can, the people of Pennsylvania, because the people of Pennsylvania have given me the rare privilege to serve them in 3 offices, to serve them as Auditor General, State Treasurer, a member of the United States Senate, and now to be re-elected. That is a great honor to me, and I'm grateful for their support. Just about 40 minutes ago, I received a call from my opponent in the race, Tom Smith. It's a very gracious phone call from him. We wish each other well, and I know he feels the same way I do tonight. We wish each other and our families only the best, and I'm grateful for his phone call. I can't begin. It would take a lot longer than we have tonight to express my profound gratitude to my wife Therese, to Elise, Caroline, and Julia. Thank you for their good work. And Marina. We've been counting a lot tonight, so I'm a little tired from counting. But I can't tell you how much they have sacrificed on my behalf. A lot of people, when you're campaigning and you're serving in government, come up to you and say, "Oh, you have a difficult job," and they give you all kinds of accolades. But families live through campaigns. Families are part of the public service of a public official, and I'm so grateful for their support over and over again, year after year. Marina, for example, she has only known, since the time she was born, campaigns and me running for office and me serving in office. She was born in my first campaign in October of 1996. In all these years, she's known nothing but that. And I'm so grateful for her help in Elise, and Caroline, and Julia, and again, Marina. I have, as you can see behind me, I haven't named everybody on the stage. I'm about to do that. No, I won't do that, but I do want to thank my family in so many other ways. All of my brothers and sisters who are here, their spouses, especially my mother tonight who's with us. Now, my mother's been through a number of campaigns, and one day actually at my house, we were in my kitchen, we were talking about the campaign and talking about fundraising, unfortunately, and she reached into her bag very quietly, took out a checkbook, took out a pen, and wrote me a check right there. So that's when you know that your mother's backing you up. So I'm so grateful. I'm almost done with my list. Someone in the back of the room, I might get to you next. But I did want to thank, in a very special way, our supporters. So many people here in this room tonight, in your families, for what you've done for me, not just in this campaign, but maybe most especially in this campaign. All the work that you did, all of the events that we had, hundreds and hundreds of events to be able to compete in a tough race. I'm grateful for that support. I'm grateful for all the volunteer hours that people put in, knocking on doors, making phone calls, telling their friends and neighbors and families to get out to vote. So important to our victory tonight. I know that there are various members and leaders of organized labor here tonight, but I know Rick Bloomingdale is here from the AFL-CIO. I want to thank him for his great leadership and for the men and women of labor. And I could go on, but I won't. But there's one person I do want to cite for commendation and gratitude. And that's someone that you saw on television who was talking about some of the work that I've done the last couple of years in the Senate. She's here with her husband, Scott, and that's Cheryl Harris. I want to thank her for her support and I guess in a broader sense, I want to thank her for the contribution and the awesome sacrifice that she and her family have paid for their country. Thank you, Cheryl, for that great sacrifice. I want to end tonight with just a couple of thoughts about our Commonwealth and our country. We know that right now we're still in a recovery. Jobs are being created at a faster rate, but not fast enough. Not fast enough. We're in a region, northeastern Pennsylvania right now, where the unemployment rate is far too high. It's the highest in our Commonwealth. So every time we talk about progress, every time we talk about momentum, and to celebrate that and to recognize that, a lot of that assessment should be informed by the reality that people's lives are today. So many people in our state, so many people in this region, still living lives of struggle and sacrifice. And we've got to make sure that as we begin a new Congress, as we begin to deal with the issues of the economy, job creation, getting our fiscal house in order, whatever it is that we've got to prioritize, we've got to remember those families. The job of putting this country back to work is not yet done. And as a member of the United States Senate, who was just reelected, I know that's still going to be my #1 obligation. We have a lot of work to do when we go back. And we also know that middle-class families are still struggling. Too many costs are high for them, whether it's paying for college, whether it's fighting through this recession, or all of the other pressures that they have. We have to make sure that when we go back to Washington, we sit down, both parties, to work together to make sure that we ensure that middle-income families can have some measure, some peace of mind as they move forward, because this has been a very difficult economy for middle-income families. And then we can have a lot of debates about what happens to folks at the higher end. But first and foremost, our priority must be middle-income families in making sure that even as we're giving them a measure of peace of mind as we go forward, that we're focused on bringing Democrats and Republicans together to avoid this fiscal cliff that's coming. I know we can, I know we must, and I know both parties understand that we have to work together to get that done. And finally, just on the issue of bipartisanship, this has been a tough couple of years for our country. We've just lived through a very tough election year. There's still results unfolding tonight. But after this is over, after all the votes are counted in all these races, including the presidential race, we have to come together as one country. Because this country's been through a lot of tough times recently, but we've been through tough years before. We've had very difficult years in our history. But at those moments, we come together and bring not just both sides together, but bring our whole country together to create jobs and move the economy forward, to focus on our fiscal challenges, to make sure that our national security is always strong, and to move forward as one family, the American family, into the future. We've got a lot of work to do, but I have no doubt, and I have total confidence in our ability to do that in both parties. But it begins tonight in the aftermath of a tough election. I'm grateful for the vote of confidence that the people of Pennsylvania have given me. I'm so grateful to be with you tonight, and I'm looking forward to celebrate with you. God bless you.